Time to musk up.
All right, back again today. Top 10 winter fragrances. Better late than never, I guess. It's still cold out, so I guess it's okay to make this. And yeah, by the way, if anybody is looking for any off-white Air Force Ones, size 8.5, let me know. I have them. Or some Powerpuff Nike SBs. Who knows? Figured I'd throw it out there. Anyways, let's just get right into the list. I'm gonna start with this fragrance because let's just say it's promotional content. I do consider Eugene a friend, so he gifted this to me, but like I said, you can consider this promotional content. And so let's go with Descendre by Les Abstraits. And boy, it smells like you cut down a Christmas tree with a fire burning in the woods. Grass, soil, dirt, leather, smoke, maybe a little bit of marshmallows, like residue stuck on your fingers. Very, very little sweetness towards the dry down. I definitely get some ambery touches here, but really, really nice, very masculine, very powerful. Yeah, Descendre, Les Abstraits. Next on the list, let's go with one of my favorites from the Les exclusive line, and this is one of the two ambers in the line, and that is Le Lion. I think this came out in the Middle East in like 2019, and then eventually it got to America or worldwide in 2020. Right at the end of 2020, I remember it vividly because we all know what happened in 2020. It's one of those things, but oh my God. So an amber that relies heavily on labdanum. The labdanum is very woody, leathery, and animalic, very funky. I definitely get some animalic touches here. Just absolutely gorgeous, nice incense, spicy, woody. Man, definitely get the benzoin as well. Definitely get some vanilla, although the benzoin and vanilla are kind of similar, but I do get more labdanum and benzoin here. And that's usually how I like my ambers. Heavy on the labdanum, and then maybe some benzoin, because vanilla heavy ambers are kind of immature, kind of too sweet for me personally. But yeah, this one is just done right. Next up on the list is actually the other amber fragrance from the Les exclusive line. This was the first one, and that is Coromandel. And this is a patchouli benzoin fragrance pretty much. I know people say there's like this white chocolate accord here, and I think it's mixing in with that chocolatey patchouli and that resinous sweet benzoin, giving off that effect of white chocolate. Just absolutely gorgeous. Definitely, I get some other spices here. I would say this one is the one, well, obviously it's heavy on the benzoin rather than the labdanum. I don't really get that woody, leathery smokiness here in this one. Absolutely gorgeous fragrance. Oh, and I can't forget about the orris butter. The orris here really smoothens out that harsh patchouli, makes it a very mainstream patchouli, just done to perfection. Next up is what I call is one of the most rubbery, kind of tarry fragrances as far as consistency, not as far as the smell, but just the feeling that I get when I wear this. And one of the best incense fragrances that I have personally in my collection, or that I've tried, and that is Bois d'Encens. You'll get here a lot of woodiness, a lot of spiciness. They don't really credit any specific spice. It just says spicy notes, but I would say maybe like a lot of black pepper I get in here. And again, that labdanum, that animalic, leathery, smoky, woody labdanum, mixing in with that nice kind of vegetal, almost rooty vetiver note in here, which is really nice. I don't even know, is this discontinued or not? I don't remember, but maybe not. But Bois d'Encens, fantastic incense. Next up on the list is one of my favorite niche brands at the moment, although I'm not too crazy about their last release. But you know, you can't have all hits at the end of the day. But Vanilla Van, uh, I mean, one of the best vanilla notes you can get in a fragrance, a natural vanilla, not sweet. You get the animalic, dark resinous parts of the vanilla bean here, almost civet like. You definitely get some animalic touches here. The natural note of tobacco in here mixing in with the rum. Oh, very nice. One thing I would say is I wish the synthetics was toned down a little bit. This is very powerful. I do go light on the sprays with this one because if you spray too much, I do get a little bit of a headache, but one or two sprays, perfect on the arms. Really nice tobacco. Now this is a tobacco fragrance. I know a lot of people, you know, claim or make lists that say that's their favorite tobacco, and it's not really tobacco in there, but this one has tobacco in it, that leafy, dry tobacco here. Gorgeous. Next up on the list is the older bad boy brother of Bois d'Argent from Dior, and that is Nuit de Faux. Really nice. This really does feel like the marketing on this fragrance was perfect. Really does feel like you're in the desert at the nighttime with a fire burning, and like in the skies is this color, this blue color here. Sometimes you can get it like that. You see, looks like the nighttime sky. So nice, so smoky. Some people do have issues with the oud here because it is a little funky here, a little kind of fermented, but man, that's what really makes this stuff interesting. So incensey and smoky. The benzoin here is so resinous and gummy as well, kind of like Bois d'Encens. Absolute gorgeous. My favorite Louis Vuitton fragrance from the whole line, as far as the Middle Eastern or the regular line, personally for me. Next up on the list is my favorite private blend fragrance, and of course it's discontinued. Hopefully they bring it back in the signature line. We'll see, because they brought back Oud Mineral, but tobacco oud, oh man, dry tobacco, aromatic, spicy tobacco, rum, leather. Just picture yourself in a cigar lounge on a nice leather vintage seat, drinking a whiskey or rum. Oh man, so good. Now this is a legit tobacco fragrance. Like, you could put this in the top 10 tobacco fragrance list. Tobacco oud. Now I did buy that from Selfridges after it was discontinued in North America. I don't know if it's because of just they still had stock and once it's sold out it's gone, or because it was only just removed from North America region. I don't know. You can check Selfridges and see if they still have it in stock. This was years ago now, so I'm not sure, but you can always try. All right, next up on the list is probably my favorite from this brand. One of the first niche brands that I've ever tried, or that I've ever purchased when I first really got into fragrances, maybe like, I don't know, like 2016, around that time. And Herod was one of the first few fragrances that I tried as far as niche fragrances, and this stuff was just really nice. I know it's fun to make fun of Parfums de Marly, but they have some really nice fragrances, and personally this is one of them. I really like the tobacco here, although more sweet, but you definitely get that dry leafy tobacco here. The most interesting part here, what makes it different than a lot of other tobacco fragrances, is the osmanthus, because I definitely get some peachiness, some fruitiness here, and definitely a nice, great wear. And last on the list is a fragrance that I initially was not really a fan of, but as time went on, I actually started appreciating it. And for the price that I paid for this stuff, it was like a no-brainer. And it was a tester, but they come with the cap, so it didn't even really matter. I paid like $100. Nowadays, with how inflation is, probably way more than that. But either way, Santal Royale, basically this rose oud fragrance, but relies on a note of sandalwood. So I would say the sharpness is toned down because of the milky sandalwood in here, but it's still a very sharp fragrance, right? It definitely has that Middle Eastern touch here. I could definitely get some saffron. The rose here is a little fruity, although maybe a little, I do get some green stems in here as well. Spicy, woody, leathery, incensey. Very nice, but I would say the main thing here is the rose oud. First rose, and then maybe some smoky woods, not necessarily oud. I don't really get anything. It's obviously synthetic, but I don't get anything realistic here as far as oud is concerned. But yeah, rose, smoked woods, and then that kind of that milky buttery sandalwood to level everything out. And of course, like I said, saffron probably in here. I would maybe some other floral notes and stuff like that, maybe patchouli, not sure, but really nice, especially for the price. I think this competes with something like Ombre Nomad, although they're not necessarily that similar, but in the same ballpark. And nowadays, Ombre Nomad, a lot of people really do enjoy, but that one is $400. And so I think this is a viable option if you're looking for something like Ombre Nomad. All right. Oh, and the 10th fragrance on the list that I completely forgot to speak about was Mitza, a Paris exclusive, unfortunately now, but a gorgeous spicy amber fragrance, cinnamon, coriander, incense, rose, amber, an amber that relies heavily, I would say, on benzoin and then labdanum. I definitely get some of that leathery, woody spiciness here, smokiness from labdanum, and then that resinous sweetness from the benzoin I definitely get in here as well. Gorgeous amber, I would say a little overpriced nowadays. Ombre Sultan, if you can get a bottle of that in the older label, I think that is a great option for someone that is looking for Mitza. Yeah. Top 10 winter fragrances. Finally made this video happen. Hope everyone's doing well. Let me know if you've tried anything from this list, and let me know what you're wearing in the wintertime. Thank you. Take care.